Hi, and welcome to Mechanical Keyboards Live. I'm your host, Ski with Pete. I was going to put on my hat. Didn't do it before the stream started. But I'm doing it now. This side. Ski with Pete, live in 4K. Guys, last stream was an absolute disaster. I don't know why, but the computers just started spazzing out. So I decided to make some modifications before streaming the second half of this stream. I spent 2 days loading 2 computers up. I should show you the computers. The Revo R3700 and the Azul that I got to review. Neither worked. Terrible. Disaster level. So I decided what I was going to do was abstract the controls of the video away from the stream. So that I would have just this computer. The only thing that it would be doing is doing this 4K because the stream's in full 4K. The only thing I'd be doing is just full 4K streaming. And I would put the chat in a different window and I would create another computer to do that. And then I would do a computer for control. None of it worked. So today, though, you're going to find one of the upgrades that I wanted to do. Well, 2 of the upgrades, really. One is we got camera 2 working again. Yes. For camera 2. Camera 2 gives you a side view, which is over here. Can you guys see that? I don't know if you can see that because I can't tell if you can see it, but thumbs up over there if you can see it. And the other thing is there's now a camera 3, and camera 3 is of no use at all to you guys in the live stream. But for everybody who's joined late, you guys are going to get a chance to follow along with the chat as if it was happening in real time. So you can see it happening along the edge there. What you can do, hopefully you'll be able to create a new window with it. And by creating that new window, you'll be able to follow along the stream chat as we go. So just remember, all the guys who are in the chat, what you're saying now is being recorded forever as camera 3, which what percentage of people are going to watch camera 3? I don't know. We'll find out, actually. In fact, if you have opened camera 3 and you're watching camera 3 during the after live stream thing, during the recorded, if you're watching camera 3, please leave a comment in the about section below and just say, yes, I'm the guy who is watching it. And then tell me if you like it or don't like it. If it's good, if it's not good, if there's tweaks or improvements that you'd make. My plan is to abstract more of these cameras off into these different camera setups so that you can get different views around the place better and more often. But I wasn't able to do that in time for today. In fact, I have 2 computers that were meant to do it, and both of them suck. Okay, let's get on to the chat. Brotaku, go back to class. This is not worth skipping class for. GeoStrebber, it's 1 a.m. over here. Sleep is for the week. Cool. Euphorical is up in the house. Tyler Lagarto says, can you talk about the soon-to-be box Zealios? They're not box Zealios. They're purple box switches that are coming out from that company that makes box switches, Kale. What do I think? I don't know. Let's wait until they get here. A lot of other people promise to be the new Zealios, alias the new Zealios. No. We're going to have a new one over here. No, it's not going to, it's totally not going to work. Euphorical says camera 2 is really staticky. What does staticky mean? What, like the audio is static?
You don't have the audio on, you can't tell.
Is the audio static? Is that what you're saying? Sam D is up in the house. What's going on? James Gendron says, Pete is a weirdo S joke. I don't know, man. I don't know if you need to joke about that. What else? So pretty much I don't believe in the wait until you see him. Wait until you see him. Wait until you feel him. Wait until you know it's real. Excuse me. So you don't see them all at the same time, but you can manually switch them from YouTube. Yeah. The other thing that I can do is I can press this so you can see everything all at the same time, which will make no sense of anything. But actually, I say you can say, there's solder cam falling over. I say you can see everything at the same time. You can't see camera 2, you can't see camera 3, so maybe in the future we'll get that going. Stanislaw is here. What's going on, Stanislaw? The mic is staticky. Here, what about if I just want to try this. Is that better? Does that work better? Is camera 2's mic now better or worse? Let me know. Stanislaw, I saw that you said that you had missed a stream and you were going to join the next one. Well, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, let's get on to what it is we're up to today. As Anders joins us. What's going on, Anders? So today what we're doing is the second part of what we started last time. I'm building 3 different 60% PCBs, all with 62 gram Zealios. This is the 1UP RGB PCB. This is the GH60 PCB. And this, of course, is the Gone Nerd 1UP Keyboards Limited Edition PCB. The thing with the Gone Nerd, though, is you cover the logo when you build it. You're only ever going to see the back again, but it is pretty cool. All we need to do here is just drop in the first 4 switches so that we can get to soldering. Oh, that mic is much better, is it? Okay, well, that just says that the $50 that I spent on that Rode mic was not worth it. Sorry, just trying to get this one to go in place here. Oh, you know what? I've put the switch in upside down. This is one of those perfect moments for a switch puller. Only 4 smashes on the like button. Thank you, James Gendron. Or I assume that's how you say it. Assume that you also say it like I say it. But if it's pronounced differently, do let me know. Mr. Keeb says, gave you 2 likes, 1 with each account. Awesome. I'm surprised that that mic is actually better, but especially because I've had so many problems over the years with that mic. But I am very glad to hear it. One of the next things I'm going to do to this stream is add back in Twitch. Now, of course, that's not happening today, but it is something on the horizon that I'm planning on doing. And as I add more computers to the mix, that will be something that I do. Okay, let's solder these first 4 puppies up. Give me just 1 second. I just got to plug in my fan and open the door here. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Everything on the floor.
Yeah, but that's not why I'm saying no, no.
Why are you saying oh no?
Because we took the plug thing away from there
Oh.
and plugged it in over here. All right, taking my plug. Shad Vandenhull is here. What's going on? Shad, just so you know, camera 2 is live. Camera 3 is the chat. Don't forget to press like. Don't forget to press subscribe. All the usual stuff. The mic on cam 2 is a little choppy, but it doesn't pick up the background static white noise, so you're good. Okay, I will try to fix that in the future as we continue to progress, but not much I can do about it for right now. Okay, plugged in. Fan 1 is blowing. Fan 2 is not blowing. Fan 2 is not blowing. Move fan 2. Fan 2 is completely seized. Okay. Nothing I can do about it. What I can do is open the door. Alright, and I'm turning on the soldering iron. Oh. Mr. Keep says, if you have time, can you talk a bit about which arm mount you use for your top camera? Sure. I have time while this is heating up. Which camera would be best to do this with? Probably this one. Why don't I do that, and I'll turn on selfie. There you go. Okay, there's my overhead camera. That's the Lumix FZ1000. And the arm that's holding it, that right there, is a Manfrotto arm. It's the 3-piecer. I'm just going to try to pull this around a little bit. Actually, that's as far as it goes. It's the 3-piece Manfrotto. Oh, I can't remember what it's called. Can you see it? If you can't see it, then I will do that again for you later. Totally off topic. Is any one of you guys into MS-DOS retro gaming? No, but that sounds awesome. How many boards have you built, and what do you do with them all? Do you build, then sell, or are these orders for customers? Some we sell, some I keep, some I put on the website, some... What else do I do with them, Steph? I don't know. A lot of them I keep, to be honest.
There's 4 people also.
What's that?
Sometimes there's 4 people.
Yeah, sometimes they're customer orders. They're already 4 people. But sometimes they aren't. It all depends. It all depends. These 3 are going to go on the website. Because I imagine that some people out there, especially for Zealios, don't have the equipment to solder. And so for them... Sorry, for them this will be a great choice. So they'll be able to get Zealios, and not have to build themselves. Switching over to SolderCam. This is your first time on SolderCam. You can keep your eye on the top left if you're feeling a little bit nauseous. But remember, SolderCam is also in full 4K, so remember to crank that resolution up. Hope everybody's had a lovely President's Day weekend. Or Family Day if you're Canadians. All the solder and soldering equipment and everything is all in the About section below, so you can go check that out there. You can find the solder that I use, the soldering iron. All of that information is in the About section or video description. Just laying down these first 4 switches in the 4 corners. I can see that there's a question that's just come in, but I can't read it just yet. Casey Kelly says, that's really cool what you've done with the cameras, Pete. Question, do you have access to the brass 60% case or know where to source one? Thanks in advance. Going to buy you a coffee here in a minute. Awesome. No, I don't know of any brass bases at the moment, but it is something that we're talking about doing as we progress towards the future. None yet, but stay tuned. These keyboards have all, the PCBs were all tested in the previous stream. So if you watch part 1 of this, you'll see that all the keyboards, all these PCBs were tested, and they must be tested before you, and I also did quite a lot of clipping. They got to be tested before you start soldering. Make sure to do that if you're doing this at home. Don't forget to press like. I know I keep harping on it, but the more likes that we get, the more people get to see the stream in their feed, which brings more people here. Blah, blah, blah. You get the drift. But remember, if your monitor supports it, crank up that resolution. This is happening in full 4K. And this is just a small dose of the solder cam because we got so much more of it coming up. This board just today, by the way, the 1UP PCB with Underglow just got QMK support. So there's QMK support in, I would have called it the main branch, but I'm told that that's too techy. That instead I should just say that it's powered by QMK firmware. But it's now main branch, so you don't have to do anything funky or anything. Thank you again to Rempire, Mech Merlin, all those dudes for helping hook that up. This one isn't going good. I don't know what the problem is. There we go. It's a lovely night here in downtown New York City. Actually, we're midtown New York City, but we're in the center of it all in midtown Manhattan. So if you hear any sirens, don't be afraid. It's just the city. Sorry about that I haven't been able to answer your questions while I've been doing this, but give me just one more second here to tidy it up, and then I will be back hanging out with you guys. The hiss that you can hear is actually the fan that's not working at all. It's not doing anything. I'm just trying to loosen it up a little bit here so it maybe does a little bit more. It's a little bit better, but it's still not great. I'm just going to unplug this. It's just a fan. Sorry about that, guys. I know, especially if you're watching camera 2, it's not going to make much sense. But that's all it was. Okay, time to get back in the action here. So I've just got this 60% plate. All right. There are brass plates, and in very few cases make use of them as a brass weight. Agreed. The audio on cam 2 has a little hiss to it. That was the fan. Okay. Let's get on with this thing. So all I'm going to do, I'm just going to use this case as my base so that I can push the switches in nice and easy. Can I get a check-in, actually? Where's everybody coming in from today? Just want to know, because I don't usually... I mean, I know it's a long weekend, but I definitely don't usually stream on a Monday night. So just check in. Tell me where you're coming from. Give a little what's up. And, of course, if you're here watching the recorded version, don't forget to check out camera 3, and you can see everybody's reply as it come in. Oh, and I'm switching back to the right camera. I'm still in the solder cam view there. Minnesota for Resi. Norway. Brazil, yeah. Kentucky. What up, Kentucky? Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Flagstaff, Arizona. Sitting inside warm during this blizzard. Oh, you're having a blizzard down there, are you? It snowed here in New York City on Saturday night, but by yesterday the snow was all gone. We were just hanging out, Steph and I. I'm from Nuremberg, an area in northern Middle Franconia, Bavaria of Germany. Awesome. I know we had Brotaku here earlier. He's from New Zealand. Boring old Illinois. Where about in Illinois are you? Euphorical? M.O. What's that? Missouri? Which one's M.O.? Steph, help.
What?
Which state is M.O.?
Missouri.
It is Missouri. Kinji is a South African Canadian living in San Francisco. Cool. Steph and I are Canadians living in New York City. Even though they're marked as alias, they just have Gateron labeling on them. Yeah, I think they're just the they're one of their other switches that have been modified. Peeps him all over tonight. It's 63F here right now. Freezing.
63 Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
Not freezing.
Well, it is for Arizona.
Like mild. Did Google update her Celsius versus Fahrenheit?
I know I have not done that.
Okay, Google. What's the temperature? 48.
48. And I think it's warm. We got the door wide open. Reef says, new to the channel. I just saw the feature to change cams. 10 out of 10. Awesome. Yeah, camera 3 is going to be obviously for the audience who are watching recorded. But there's plenty more cameras going on. Why don't I switch over to the action cam and give us a nice close-up view of putting these switches in. Here we go. Nice right there. Ooh, and I'm going to do action plus selfie. I'll put myself on screen too. So you guys can see the care and detail that goes into every single switch. Warm for PA. East Coast of Canada. No, yeah, we're from East Coast. We're Bytonians, if you know of such a thing. We're from Ottawa.
Eastern, not East Coast.
Yeah, Eastern Canada, not East Coast. We're like from directly north of New York City. We're like upstate New York. Kelly Shaver. Kelly Shaver says, I'm the one who asked you, Kelly, the rule is that I read out all of the super chats. So I'm just going to throw this on over to the super chat. Actually, I can do this view here. Kelly says, I'm the one who asked you on Reddit about using a camera setup for soldering small stuff. I couldn't see. I think I've got it sorted. Thanks. Hey, no problem. Did you end up going with something like the solder cam? Also, guys, I don't know if you noticed, but over here on the desk, in fact, I'm going to send this over to the action cam here. Over here, oh, wait a sec. Over here on the action cam, we're at 290 of 450 towards our goal of a 360 camera. And at 290, I'm replacing that with the $5 that just came in from the super chat. We're at 295. We're like $155 from the camera. Thank you very much, Kelly, for that kind contribution. I'm just going to put this over here. I'm glad you got it sorted and that things are working out for you. Stanislaus says, still in New York, Pete. Yep, still in New York. We're closing in on a new place, but there have been delays, so we're still working it out from home base here. I think that super chat's going to look super cool in window 3, by the way. Camera 3, rather. I think it's going to look really cool. Kelly Shaver says, I ended up mounting a webcam over my iMac and pointing it down at the desk and setting the zoom. Then I can work from in front of the iMac and watch what I'm doing on the monitor for the small components. That's awesome. Okay, next up, though, I gotta look. Oh, Atari Zero's up in the house. What's going on, Atari? Welcome to the stream. Tari's been chatting with me today about my computer woes. Okay. Now I have a universal somewhere. It's not though. It's just. I don't know. I can't tell. I'm gonna cap it up. No, there's only 2 positions there. 2 positions. I know that it's on the left. Yeah, it's on the left. No, I'm gonna cap it. So, nothing wrong with doing what I'm about to do here. I'm just putting some keycaps on so that I can tell the distance of everything. Atari Zero said I got 3.1. GeoStrubber says Atari Zero I got 3.1 running on the VM, and I'm currently restoring an old 386 laptop. Awesome. You gonna mine some Bitcoin with it? Just kidding. Just kidding. Just want you to know that I'm kidding. Okay, one more to do here because I gotta bring up this space bar. If you guys want to hear Steph talk, she has her own microphone, but she never uses it. Pete, are there any great hot swappable PCBs you'd recommend? Do folks ever see issues with them? I'm just getting into the custom part of the hobby. I'm currently working on a better solution for hot swappable for common kit sizes. So the only real answer that I can give you is stay tuned. I'd love to say, yeah, they already exist and they're already out there, but they really aren't. So there's the GK64, but the GK64 doesn't have very good support. So yeah, that's the honest answer for you. There's not that many out there in the market right now, so we're gonna try and help solve that. So stay tuned to One Up Keyboards for that. And for lots of other stuff. Oh, why did I take the spacebar off? That was dumb. Keyboard Builder says, "Are you an American citizen today?" No, I live in New York, but we're not American citizens yet. Maybe one day. It's pretty difficult for Canadians to ever become American citizens. But not impossible. No. Fail. There, that's right. That's also right. Now I need one more of these. It. And you know what? I wanted to put in here at the spacebar, which I can now see is the left position. I wanted to put in one of the ones that was stabilized. Now, you don't need to do this at all, but I like to do it, especially because I think that the person who eventually comes to be the owner of this board will likely want to change the spacebar key spring weight. These plates, by the way, they are the switch top openable plates, the carbon fiber plates from one-up keyboards. Okay, that's the first one. Ready? That's Ski with Pete. Did you see Linus Tech Tips videos about custom keyboards? Of course I did. I was disappointed, obviously, that he didn't call in one-up keyboards for some of our stuff. But hey, what can you do? The other question, thoughts on MX Browns? Keyboard Builder, they're my least favorite switch. I have friends in the community whose favorite switches are Browns. They're just not my favorite switches. Have you ever done a jailhouse build? No, I have not, actually. I've never jailhoused a switch. It's not a bad idea, though. I'd like to try it. I just haven't done it. Today I think it's really going to test out my skills on the soldering iron with the camera on it to basically solder in 180 switches all in one go. We'll see how strong I've gotten with that thing. The HHKB Pro doesn't have the arrow keys. The HHKB Lite is not a Topre keyboard. It is a rubber dome keyboard that is made by the same manufacturer as the Topre variant. Yeah, you want to stick to the Pro. You don't want to buy. Have you seen the retro NES case for Raspberry Pi? I think I 3D printed one at work, actually. I'm pretty sure I did. Hey, it looks like there's a bunch of new people in the channel tonight. Don't forget, guys, please press subscribe. Pressing like and subscribe helps the channel to grow, so please, if you can, do that. Thank you again to Kelly for the super chat earlier. That was awesome. I really do appreciate that. We're at, I know I'm partially covering it here, but $295 of our $450 goal to add a 360 camera to the setup. Also, I'm just going to take a quick look over to my side screen here just to take a quick gander. Yeah, 1440 is the dominant resolution. The majority of the audience right now is watching in 1440p, which is neat, but crank it up to 4K, guys. Like, why wouldn't you? Skiwithpete, do you join GBs for keycaps GMK SA anymore? I joined one on Massdrop not too long ago for some SA keycaps, but I don't think they arrive until 2041 or something. What board is that with underglow? Says Koolek94. This is the 1UP PCB, RGB PCB, available from 1UP Keyboards. You can find a link to it in the About section or video description section below. What other GBs have I joined recently? There's a GMK group buy that 1UP Keyboards is getting involved in to help out on that end. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm regularly involved in lots of group buys, to be honest. Keyboard Builder says, yeah, after I joined the hobby, I realized that you get more than enough keycaps quickly. Yeah, you do. You do indeed. Geo's Trevor says you should have gone for a higher frame rate instead of a higher resolution. Oh. Yeah, well, maybe I should have gone for 3D. But then It's coming. It's still coming. It's my 3D camera. Okay, I need to start putting these in. These Pro boards, by the way, are so much better than the old Universals. You don't have to worry about this stupid key being misaligned all the time. BM McWirt, what's going on, buddy? You said your least favorite Switch is brown. What are your favorites? Zeals? Yeah, Zeals, although the Zeal plus Panda combo is pretty much like forever favorite. But the Zeal 67 grams, man, it's hard to talk me out of it. It's pretty hard to talk me out of that. And in fact, when I go to Xylence, when I do my first Xylent build, which I hope won't be too long, that's going to be 67 gram as well. Oh. But this just told me that it's the middle one. And then I want to swap that for the stabilized switch anyways. And I'm going to put this on here. Start to peel these off of there. Yeah, KBD has some super rare switches for a lot of money. But hey, man, that's what they cost. You know, difficult to find. You find the guy who's been storing them in his basement for the last 20 years. He doesn't want to give them up for cheap. So, that's the dealio. Flip spacebar master race, yeah. For those of you just tuning in, don't forget, camera 2 and camera 3 are enabled for your perusal. Camera 3, for those of you who are watching recorded, that'll be a great place to catch up on the chat. Of course, if you're here live, you don't need to watch that at all because you're here live. You know what? I think I might go with the stabilized key there. Stabilized switch, rather. That one just wasn't lining up straight. That's left. Yeah, that's the left position. What are the properties of the MX Orange? The MX Orange is actually just an MX Black made by a different manufacturer. And they did it with orange dye rather than black dye. And the shape of the switch is a little bit different, but the property is meant to be the same as a black. But of course, because it's a copy, it's not identical. So it's got a bit of a different force curve to it. It's supposed to be a slightly softer version. I'm just going to put this back in here for one more push down. Don't know that I really did give it a good push last time. No, I didn't. Look at that. What is so special about a flipped spacebar? Well, let me show you. Give me just 1 second. I'm just going to grab my one of my other boards here, just real quick. So check this out, a flipped spacebar. So I'm switching over to Action Cam. You can see here, as my hand is resting at or above the keyboard here, that when I type, my thumb is at the correct angle with the flipped spacebar. You see that the angle of my thumb matches the angle of a flipped spacebar. There you go. Now you know. Yeah, but they're super rare. They're not just it's not just that they're $9.60 for a variant of a black. These switches have been around a long time, and somebody found new old stock of it, and they're extremely rare. And so, do you see what I mean? Just saying, oh, that's a lot of money to spend on a black. Agreed. But there's a kid out there maybe it's a grown-up, who spent a lot of years in the keyboard hobby, who maybe has been looking for orange for a long, long time, and finally can buy them. But yeah, we're only just now entering the age of exotic switches. You know, I think really starting to push these ones in. Oh, they aren't NOS. They're desoldered. Oh, well, that's even crazier. You could have just sold the completed boards then. I thought they were new old stock. Okay, well then he's paid for those keyboards, and then he's had to pay somebody to desolder them. It's even crazier. Geostrebber, no, there is no news regarding ISO DE keycaps, not yet. Now, it's not that big a deal, that dog barking right now. Except that that dog barks at 7 a.m. every morning as well. It's just because the owner leaves it out on their balcony. Feel for that dog. How long do one-up orders usually take to fulfill? After looking a couple weeks, I decided to buy a pack of Zealios on Saturday. Oh, well, the answer is because it's a holiday weekend, it'll probably take a little while longer than it normally does. They'll probably all start shipping tomorrow. That's all of Friday's orders ship the next day. So Friday's orders will ship normally Monday, but of course this week it would be Tuesday. And Saturday, Sundays will be fulfilled in accordance thereafter. Sometimes it's Monday, sometimes some of them drag on into Tuesday. But of course, because it's a long weekend, Monday's orders will also be added to Tuesday. So there's a long list. I hope that you will be patient, but it shouldn't be too much longer. Saturday, I know Friday, by end of day, we were trying to get all of the orders out that had been ordered on Friday. So it's only stuff that came in after like 7 p.m. that wouldn't have got out. So all that to say, it'll probably ship tomorrow, probably Tuesday. Today was a holiday here in the States, if you're not in the States. That's why. That's why it'll take a little while longer. And then, of course, after the printing, after the label has been shipped, it's up to the U.S. Postal Service to come pick it up. So sometimes it can take a little while for it to register, even after it's been printed and prepared. But I suspect tomorrow, because there's so many orders that have come through because of the Zealio release, it'll happen pretty quickly. A bunch of questions here. What's your best tip for a first-time builder? Finally getting that last piece this week. Been waiting for months for all the parts. Feel like a kid at Christmas. Nerd 60 Bluetooth Jailhouse Blues acrylic case. My best advice. Well, I have two pieces of really solid advice. The first is make sure you have a quality soldering iron. That makes life a lot better. But the other thing is take your time. You know, don't rush. And it's hard to do, I know, because you'll be a little bit frustrated and you'll probably be against a time limit. Like, oh, I got to run out to dinner and, you know, I just want to get this thing done. But don't. Instead, take the approach of I could leave this at any moment and come back to it later and enjoy it just as much when I come back to it. So those two pieces of advice I think are the best. Just chill out and enjoy it. You know, it probably won't turn out perfect to your eyes, but somebody else will think it's perfect. You know, that's, I think, one of the biggest lessons too is every keyboard build has a little bit of something in it. You know, my builds, some of the solders aren't, you know, as good as some of the ones that I've seen, but it's like drawing. You always think that yours look a little worse than everybody else's, but they don't. It's just what you see and what you think. So that's kind of three pieces of advice. Does that make sense? Cool. Hey guys, there's 33 of us in the room right now, and only 24 likes. Can I get you guys to do me a favor, especially you guys who've been here a while and been hanging out? Can you guys smash that like button? Just we're getting closer to the time where I'm going to pick up the soldering iron again and turn on solder cam, and I finally thought of it with enough time, so we can get some more people in here to see some soldering thing. Yeah, looking for something to practice to solder on is the reason that we created the Sweet 16, so that it's so it's an easy kit that if you make mistakes, it's not the end of the world. But hopefully, we're coming out with an even easier version in the future. Something we can just throw in. Throw into kits. Yeah, Kelly Shaver, that's what I'm talking about. Kelly Shaver is one of the converted. No, you just know that's gone in wrong. Where's my puller? No, this switch isn't right. Well, this thing was already mangled in the first place, but I'm scratching it up, and I'm starting to like the scratches, if I'm honest. It's starting to look a little bit better here. Yeah. Why isn't that one all the way in? Again, look, just take your time. Don't worry sweating out the details here. Ain't no thing. Look at today. No reason, no rhyme or reason at all. Today, no drop frames. Stream is running sweet as you like. Can I just do a quick, I promise I won't be long. Just a quick roundup of the selfie, the subscription. Oh! Oh! Subscriptions are going the wrong way, guys. What? Why? What did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? Oh, that hurts. Well, if you're still here and you haven't pressed subscribe before, go on. My heater just turned on. I'll be 1 sec. I got the door open. There's no point for the heater to be on. Let's see if I can. Let's see if I can fake this one. Okay, so this goes left. Yeah, that looks right. And then this one also goes left. Yeah, now I need a couple stabilized switches. They're coming to get me! Alright, and then this one is in the position on the left. And then this one is the position on the... Uh-oh. This one offers 3 positions. That's the one... all the way to the left here. Yeah, that's the one. And then this one is middle. Can't say for sure I got the middle one, but I will check. That's the middle one. And this one is right. Right, middle. Should be left. That's as left as that one goes. Okay, let's put this back in. Okay, just about to get to a solder cam here. Okay. What you got to do now is check each of the little... Here, I'll show you on action cam. Each of them is poked through. And the way I do that, I run my finger over it. Because my finger won't lie. Some of these aren't very far through. Ow. It's pretty rare. For me especially. To get through a whole board and not have to take any switches back out. But I think we might have a winner here. We have a winner. No switches need for pulling out. See if I can make it 2 in a row. Same thing, just running my fingers over. Whoa, guys. 2 in a row. That never happens. Let's try the third here. All 3 in a row. Never had to take a single switch out. That's weird. I feel like I've done it wrong. Oh, let's start soldering and see if I have done it wrong. Just going to check again. It seems so crazy. 3 in a row. No bent switches? Like none? No, that is like winning the lottery. I should go buy a lottery ticket for that. That is way too lucky. Hope the stream doesn't go weird. I'm just pressing some buttons here as I put my space. As I put the bottom of my other keyboard back together. Well, it seems like it worked. Okay, let's turn the soldering iron back on. Get these fans blowing again. Can't tell if this back fan is blowing now. Yeah, it's blowing. Camera 2 is going to be pretty obscured though. Yeah, that's better. Okay. Some people were asking Steph if they ordered on Saturday when their order is likely to ship.
Tomorrow.
Likely to ship tomorrow. You heard it here first, kids.
Yeah, USPS didn't do mail today.
They didn't do mail today anyways, even if we wanted to. We didn't want to, but I'm just saying, even if we did. $8.15. Here we go. Kids, I don't recommend you put a webcam on top of your soldering iron, but if you do, tell everybody who's out here first. Alright, and let's switch over to solder cam. Sorry, just a little bit of something on there. Got it. You can see what I'm doing solder technique wise. What you want to do is rest the iron on the hole and touch the pin, and then you want to paint the rim of the hole with the soldering, with the solder itself. You don't want to touch the iron so much. It's just paint that hole. Now, I was talking to a guy who is a teacher. I'm sure I told this story before. I was talking to a guy who's a teacher at Maker Faire, and he was saying that the thing he taught his students was 1, put the iron down, 2, put the solder down, 3, remove the solder, 4, remove the iron. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That was a neat way of doing it. Stanislaw, yeah, I upgraded to the double fan not long ago, but it's not working particularly well. That second fan seemed seized up pretty bad. And even this, even though it's got that charcoal filter in it, it doesn't seem to be pulling that much of the air towards it. These, of course, are going to go onto the OneUp Keyboards website and not have bases with them. So, what's that? Nor keycaps. So you can basically buy it and customize just the parts you want. So, I think that should help Clipes arrive to a whole new audience. Of course, it's super hard for me to look at the chat window while I'm doing this. But if you have any questions you don't want me to miss, don't forget you can use Super Chat. I do promise to read out all of the Super Chats in their entirety, no matter how bad you try to troll me. And the money is going towards a 360 cam, so you guys get a better view of all the stuff that's happening here. Remember, always when you're soldering, use proper safety equipment. Make sure your eyes are protected and covered. The last thing you want is a little bit of solder flying into your eyeball and having to go to the hospital and ruining your keyboard project. about a third of the way through the first keyboard. The solder cam soldering iron contraption thing, it's noticeable, but so far so good. Oh, look at that. I'll go on and... There we go. For those of you who are watching the recorded stream, don't forget that camera 2 and camera 3 are there for your viewing pleasure. Camera 3 actually offers the chat from the stream, so you can see what everybody was talking about during the course of the stream. Steph, do you want to come solder one of these boards? Steph's got skills too. She just doesn't like to show off. just over the halfway mark of this first board. And yes, my hand can feel it. You know who else does awesome soldering videos? Is Colin over at Adafruit. Respect, Colin, if you're out there watching this, which I assume you are. Just know that I respect. Yeah, I just looked up for one comment, and all I saw was that Steph doesn't want to make Pete feel bad with her superior soldering skills. You, my friend, are correct. Okay, I'm just going to go give this a quick wipe down here. Steph, I'm not blinking.
No, don't do that. You see this blinking. You may think it's head over right, but it's really not.
But I can't see nothing anymore.
Blink, 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 blink.
Soldering by feel. I'm gonna do the gone board next. Oh, because it's black. Ah. no real questions here. No super chats. Okay, I'm just gonna give this a quick wipe. Prime this puppy up again. God, this blackboard is so beautiful. Oh, my bum hurts. Oh, my bum hurts. My eyes, I can't see. It's way more comfortable though. Sat right on the edge of the chair, and it's got like a plastic lip on it. Isn't Gone cool? Look, he wrote a little thing on that pad right to the left of this. Just to the left of this pad it says, "Don't solder here." Those are probably test points for the boards. Is there anybody who's this is their first stream? Anybody come along for the first time here today? Please say hello. I got my chin rested right on action cam, so I thought I'd give you guys action cam view here for a second, just so you can see exactly what it looks like for me. Okay, just gonna wipe this off a little bit. Second time here for Reef. Oops, drop that right on the desk. I suppose I don't need to read the comments back as much as I used to, because now, with camera 3 active, you can just see what people are writing, and I can just say what it is. Well, welcome back, Reef. Let's do a little call out here. What's everybody's favorite switch? Can you guys just punch in what your favorite switch is? It'll take me a couple minutes to get to it, but I will. That's a good reason to take a break. I'd love to see if there's like a consensus about what everybody thinks the best switch is out there right now. I know, but if everybody says Zealio 67 grams, because that's what Pete says, or Zealio 62 gram, because that's what Pete's building with.
Gatistotles.
Steph says Gatistotles. What are you guys thinking? Buckling spring. Ow. Again, that's the reason to wear eye protection. I just got a little bit of solder jump off and hit me in the thumb, and that hurt like a bastard. Imagine if it got you in the eye. Rob R. Everyone got zoned out with your mad soldering skills, Pete. Lubed Linear's a favorite from... Really? Guess who that was from, Steph? Lubed Linear's. Nice and creamy.
Oh.
I thought you were a clicky man. Nice and Creamy says we should have a solder race. Well, I think you'd beat me, man. I'm not that fast. I'm just deliberate. Maybe I could go a little faster. But look, I tried to speed up, and that solder joint isn't as good as my other one, so there. That one's real bad. I am now 2/3 of the way through 2/3 of the boards, and I can tell you that my hand, oh, she's feeling it. Oh yeah. Gat greens for click. Zealio 76 for silent tactile. You must mean Zealio 78, but I get you, BM McWhirт. Stock MX light gray. Wow. Modified 135 clears. Tell stuff to hush up about the Gato Studdles until you have them back in stock.
You can make them yourself.
Yeah, well, we don't have our Aristotles in stock at the moment, do we?
No.
I don't know. Is anybody interested in us having Aristotles in stock again? Oh, Creamy complimented me, said I'm no slouch with my speed. And this is the martini right here. Martini, one martini at the bar, please. One martini at the bar of the second of 3 boards here. There we go. Okay, and onto the martini board. Let's see what we can do here. Oh, my hand is starting to feel it though. Yeah, Creamy, I suppose that's the question. If we were to have a solder race, could I do it without the solder cam on the soldering iron? Want to try thick click box navy, says Dane Carter. Yeah, I haven't tried any of the box switches really. Yeah, I started making a mess for you there, Steph, just to spice it up a little bit. I could just do a board worth of LEDs. Oh yeah, nothing worse than LEDs. The 1206 is the side mounts. Those are the painful ones. How's the stream going today, though? Yeah, no drop frames. Again, completely unpredictable. Unfortunately, Windows is kind of a black box. You can't really tell why stuff is doing stuff. Okay, I gotta spruce the iron up a little bit again. You can see that my iron is starting to go black right on the tip there. You see that blackness? That blackness means it's inefficient. So you want to get that off and get back to a nice silver. What I do is once I put some solder on it like that, is then I wipe it off with the sponge again. So it's nice and clean but still covered in solder. Whoa, Nelly. BM McWirt gonna build himself a homemade solder wave system. That would be a fun race, actually. See how many switches you could do while the solder wave is happening. Oh, my hand hurts. Ah. The thing is that the soldering iron wants to twist, like it wants to fall back. And so I've got to grip it in such a way that I'm holding it vertically. I also grab it quite high up. I don't know if you can see in that overhead shot, but I don't grab it close down to the base the way I would if I was just doing it like that. This is a pretty sweet board. I was saying earlier, this has just got the QMK firmware. It's now in the main branch, and what I mean by that is if you download the default version of QMK, you can go to the 1UP RGB 60 or the 1UP 60 RGB, and that is this PCB. So it's got all the power that QMK's got in it, which is pretty cool for a budget underglow board. Oh, another little spot of solder just jumped up onto my thumb again. Not good. No good. No good. No. That wasn't good. There we go. It's better. A homemade solder bath. That looks pretty awesome. Have to check that video out. Mr. Lamborghini says, I have those cheap soldering iron kits, but I couldn't make the lead stay on the tip for tinning process. Is the tip oxidized or am I doing it wrong? Yeah, chances are, excuse me, chances are the tip is has oxidized. So what you need to do, as the iron is heating up, you needed to wrap it in solder, which is, yeah, a thing you need to do for starting. But what you can do is get one of these copper scouring pads like I have here. Can you see that? The copper scouring pad. And just jam the soldering iron tip into that. That should remove the oxidation enough for you to be able to retin it. But if you got a cheapo soldering iron, there's a and you're using lead-free solder, there's a chance that the soldering iron isn't getting to a sufficiently high temperature to be able to deal with the lead-free solder. That is a possibility. But I mean, if you hang around with my father-in-law, he's real rough with his soldering iron. He's just got an El Cheapo. He just has a paper towel that he rests it on, and he doesn't mind how black the damn thing gets. And he has no idea why I spent so much money on a soldering iron. I'm at the other end of the spectrum. I think everybody should have a good quality soldering iron, even if they've only ever intended to solder once. My dad has a saying, buy quality, otherwise you'll have to buy it twice. And I have adopted that strategy. So I needed to put together some IKEA furniture when we first moved to New York. And I bought a Makita $300 drill to do it. And like, why on earth would you spend $300 on a drill to build IKEA furniture? Well, you wouldn't, but you would spend $300 on a Makita drill because you need drills for the rest of your life. And that is absolutely the way that I live. I've used that drill so many times now to drill all sorts of stuff all around the apartment, the house, for projects on this channel. Now it's like the best $300 I've ever spent. And I would say the same too about a soldering iron. Spend the money, get a good soldering iron. You're going to have it for years. And even though you might think you're only going to use it for this one project, it'll be there, it'll be around. When you think of another project you might want to use it for, you'll have a quality one. Whoop, whoop, that's the sound of the police. Whoop, whoop. And we're on to the pre-martini. It's the martini. One martini at the bar, please. One martini at the bar. All right. Oh boy. Oh, I gotta give a big stretch up. Oh. Okay, just gonna stretch my legs for a second. Oh, thanks, Stanislaw. Thanks for throwing that down. Hope there are lots of likes and subscribes. Yeah, 26 watching with 30 likes. That's pretty awesome. On our march towards 50. If you guys haven't subscribed, please do so now. Would love a couple more of you guys to join in. Don't forget, camera 2 is there for your viewing pleasure. And also camera 3, which has the chat if you're here after the live session. Great. All right. Well, next up for me is testing these puppies out. So give me just 1 second. Just to walk around for a second. Ooh, get my people flowing here. Ooh, yeah. Boogie on down. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, move it. Oh. All right. All right. This thing's still blowing. Can probably turn this off now. Still working on out. Working on out. All right. Let's grab. My thumbnail is covered in little rosin balls. You know what? I might just go wash that off. Just be 1 second. Water.
I was getting water at home.
What?
I was getting myself water at home.
I don't think I got them all off, but it'll do for now. Y'all have a syrup? Okay, coming back, coming back. Oh no. Steph, what's this?
What's what?
It's like the chair pooed.
What did you do?
I don't know, the chair pooed.
Well, I haven't been sat in it, so.
Come look,
what
the
did-
chair pooed.
What did you do?
Look, chair poo. Chair poo.
What is it? Oh. What's that from?
I don't know, it's chair poo.
I don't want it.
I don't know.
Are you sure it's from this chair?
Oh. All right, shake it on out. Shake it on down. All right. Next up is test the keyboards. The way we do that is to go onto keyboardtester.com. I should reach out to those people and just say, hey, I use your stuff in the video every time. First, I'm going to press on tester. Thank you again to Kelly, who's the only super chatter of today so far. And go to keyboardtester.com. Click on that right there, launch the tester, and that should pop up the tester. There it is there. Okay, I'm just going to close the door. I'll be 1 second. Oh, okay. Nexty. Next, what I'm going to do is plug the keyboard in, just like this. Just like that. Okay, and start with the top left. We have the escape key, and then as we go across. The good news is all of the columns are now working, so we know that they're working. That's great. And then I'm going to go back across the other way. We're in luck here, guys. Just one more. Yeah, now we know all the rows are working. All the rows are working. And this shifty. Yeah, control. This is going to activate the windows. This is alt. This is the spacebar should work. But then the right-hand side, the only one that should work is alt. Sometimes control. But rarely these two. Oh, that one worked. That was a Windows key. Never that one. Yeah, so this is going to be the function key on this board. Totally normal. 100% to be expected. Let's move on to the next one. I'm going to declare this a fully functioning keyboard. All right, on to the next. This is the Gone board. That's plugged in there like that. I'm just going to press reset. And let's start up here. Escape. Uh-oh. Yeah, the X works. The Z works. The C works. The other shift works. On this side, the only ones you should... There's the Windows key. The Alt key. The space bar should work. And then on this side, only the Alt should work. This is a function key. This is a function key. And this is a macro key. So no surprises that those three keys in the bottom right don't work. But that is a fully working Gone board. It's great news. And on to the last... Kind of hopeful one of them doesn't work, so I get to keep one. That's plugged in. Okay, and I'm pressing reset again. All of the columns are working. That's good news. Oh. Whoops. Yeah. Cool. And then this one and this one. And this one should work. And then this one. And then because this board is built on the same principle, this one should work. Oh, that one's not working. This one should work. To these two, that one does. And this one. Oh, this one's the Alt. So this would be this is the function key then. Let me just double check that. I didn't miss soldering it. No, that's definitely soldered. So I'm going to say that that is the menu key, and that's why it's not showing up, because the other ones did. But just to test it, what I'll do, if you use EK's switch tester, what's EK's switch tester? So what I'm going to do with this board is I'm going to flash it, just so I can doubly make sure here. So this is a... Where is my keyboard stuff? Keyboards, there it is. Open layout. And I want to do keyboard layouts. Oh no. Oh, I don't have a basic GH60. That is my GH60, right? I don't have a basic GH60, so let's do a GH60. Pretty simple GH60 Satan. available keys. You probably can't see it, it's off the screen, but I'm just clicking poker down here. Can you see it? If I lift this up, can you see it? All keys available. No, you can't quite see it. I'm choosing poker. There we go. And just for fun, what I'm going to do is change this to function 1. Changing that to function layer 1. And then on function layer 1, this I'm going to change to boot. Somebody was asking me about boot earlier today. Where's that? Scan code boot. And that is, wait. No, is that one. Function. So I want this. I'm going to map this as function as well. I like to do that. And then I'm also just going to, for funsies, I'm also just going to map this one as up, left, whoops, down, and right, just so I can test that that is working. File. Save layout. I'm just going to call this Satan in all caps because I can. Now it's time to build and reprogram. Just going to call this Satan. All right, and I'm just going to plug this in. This is real easy to do. All you do, plug this in. Press the reset button. Now that I've pressed the reset button, it's ready to be programmed. Just going to run that. Oh, Elite keyboards. Okay, I will check that out. All right, and then just back to the keyboard tester. Keyboard tester. Let's just check that one. Look, it is working as Alt. That means this one should work as Windows. This one should work as Control. And then this, holding that and pressing that, should give me up. There you go. You can see that it works. This, again, is a fully working keyboard. Super easy. But you know what? I'm just going to, just for fun, because I keep saying that the Gone Nerd is super easy to program. It's the easiest of them all to program. I'll just show you guys here quickly how to do that. Rob R, it was awesome to see you. See you again soon. Okay, with the Gone Nerd, you notice that there's no reset button or anything to press. All you do is you just plug it in. I'm just gonna get rid of this for a second here. Get rid of keyboard tester. You can see here nerdy GUI. I'm just going to do layout configuration. I'm doing the Nerd 60. There it is. Left shift is 1. Backspace is 1. It's an ANSI. Yeah, right shift is 1. And the bottom row has a 6.25U spacebar. So I click OK. And that's it. Look, it's already ready there. And you can see that's why I say these 3 keys over on the right weren't going to work. Function 1, function 2, and macro. And that's it. You can start programming from here. So look, I go to function 1, and this lets you enable the side LEDs or whatever. You go to function 2. This is where you could program in arrow keys or whatever it is. Actually, look, he's got his arrow keys already mapped to IJKL. It looks like there. Actually, is that? No, it's not. But it's an interesting configuration for the arrows. But if you don't like that, no problem. You can change that around. Really easy to do. And of course, over here in the bottom right corner is the macro. Macros are really easy to do. What you do is tap it 3 times. It goes like this. I'll do it over here. 1, 2, 3. You hold on the 3rd time and then let go. And when you let go, it's now in programming mode. So you type in whatever it is you want. 1UP keyboards rules. Then you press the button again. Press. and then lock it into a key, number 1. That's it. Super easy to do. In fact, maybe I'll do one for you just real quick. So again, let's just do this, and I'm just gonna do this 1, 2, 3, and hold. And then I'm gonna type in. Let's go back over to tester here, so you can see me type it into the keyboard tester. And I'm just gonna type in 1. Oh, I don't know where the keys are. 1 U P. Yeah.
Oh, you should do 1 up.
1 up. K E B O A R D S. I missed the Y, but it doesn't matter. Dot C O M. No, badly buffed that. Okay, then you press this and then 1. And then that should have locked it in. So now I press this again, and it totally didn't do it. It totally didn't do it, guys. Okay, let's try it again. Okay. You go 1, 2, 3, and you hold it on the 3rd, and then let go. And now you type 1 up keyboards. Not even close that time. Then you press the macro and the key you want to lock it to, and then you hold macro and press it, and it should work. God, it didn't work again.
Sure, that's the way you do it.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Then you let go, and you do the macro. And then you lock it to the key that you wanted to lock it to, and then no. Is that how you do it? You use.
That's what I asked you. Is that how you do it?
I know that's how you do it. I don't understand.
The program went so long ago, I don't remember. It sounds vaguely familiar. Maybe you're not setting it right. The 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and hold.
Yeah. Look. 1, 2, 3. Hold. And then you type in the command. 1 up keyboards. And then lock it in. And then there you go. See, I've done it. See? Oh, but I didn't do it in a way that the people could see.
Oh no.
Oh, why? Okay, we're gonna have to do it again, kids. All right, let's try it again. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and hold. Now we're gonna do it. It goes 1 up keyboards.com. Am I close? No, I keep forgetting the Y. Oh, keep bards. I have a pen that looks like that. Okay, then you press this and then lock it into a key. And then what you do is press that and lock it again. And look, it'll just keep spitting it out. Look at that, kids. That's how you make it work. Boom. It is really easy, actually. And then what you can do is you go back over to the configuration in the macro. And then look, you press refresh and watch. It'll appear. So macro plus Q. Now it's remembered this up-down states. And of course, that means that you can reorder this as you see fit or increase or decrease speeds. All of those things. So for those of you with Linux and Mac, you can use VMware to program a GON board. I sent Pete the instructions. Oh, I haven't posted those yet. It does not work on VirtualBox due to the way the keyboard connects. Cool. Because we're going to sell this board, that this person does not need the macro Q there. So I'm just going to press delete, and it's removed, and that's it. And then you save and refresh, and you're done. There's the key map again. You can change around anything you want as you see fit, but that's how the GON that's how Nerdy GUI works. Super easy to use. Even somebody who can tap a key 3 times can make it work. So cool. Well, that's it. 3 62-gram, 60% keyboards are complete. It's just the innards, actually. This is the Gone Nerd 60. This is the GH60 Satan. And this is the One-Up Keyboards Underglow RGB PCB. Cool. Well, we're going to load those up to the website. Thank you again to everybody who stopped by. Thank you especially to my mods and to my super chatter today. My super chatter was Kelly Shaver. Thank you again, Kelly, for your support. Thank you for supporting the channel. We're at 295 of 450, getting closer. Hopefully soon I'll have more news about us moving locations and having a new place to go. I'm looking forward to that. I'm sure you guys are looking for that. Yeah. Don't forget to check out oneupkeyboards.com. Don't forget to, if you're here on the replay, don't forget to check out the chat. Lots of cool stuff happening there with lots of mods and people hanging out. Thank you again to everybody who stopped by. If you have any comments or questions, post them in the comment section below. Please press like and subscribe. It's the way that we keep track of who's digging the channel and who isn't. Yeah. Thanks again for stopping by, guys. Enjoy the rest of your evening. And for those of you in the U.S., enjoy the rest of your holiday weekend. Cool, guys. Well, that's it for me. Don't forget to check in the About section below for the link to the chat. There's a chat window over there. And, yeah, the chat's pretty cool. It's a cool place to hang out. It's in the Discord link in the About section below. Thank you again to everybody who stopped by. We'll see you all back again soon.